We have come to the final game of the 2018 NFL regular season, and there is still a ton at stake. Will the Chicago Bears get a victory and a loss by the Rams to somehow clinch a first-round bye? Yo, so what's up, Bears fans? I'm back again with the prediction videos. This time we got a Week 17 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota, and to conclude our regular season. And it has been, for sure, a very fun regular season for us Bears fans. And for the NFL in general, a lot has happened this year. So many new players breaking out, so many, resurgent players. So it's been a ton of fun. This regular season has been a lot of fun, but I cannot wait for the playoffs to start. Even though this is the last game of the regular season, a lot could still change in the playoff picture based on the results of this game and some other games this weekend. So it's crucial for the Bears to try to win this game. It's not like, unless the Rams are losing by a lot in the beginning, if the Rams are winning by a lot in the beginning, unless that happens, I don't think our players are going to be rested, because it doesn't make sense to try to rest them when you can still get the first round bye. I mean, obviously, if some players are injured, like Eddie Jackson, for sure, he should not be playing if he's still injured. And any other player, like if they're injured, then don't play. But if you're 100% healthy, then you should try to play and try to win this game. Most of the playoff picture is already set in the NFC, but there's two teams that are fighting for the final spot, the number 6 spot, which are the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm going to go through some playoff situations, playoff scenarios for you guys. So pretty much what happens is, if we win and the Rams lose, the Bears, we get the number 2 seed, and we're gonna face off against the wild card winner of the Rams game at home. So pretty much we skip the wild card round, we get a bye, and we get to face the winner of the Rams wild card game, which is probably going to be the Rams. So that would be the most ideal situation, because I am 100% sure that we can beat the Rams at home, especially in the cold in the playoffs. So hopefully that can happen. The second situation that can happen is that the Bears win and the Rams win also, which in that case, the number 2 seed still goes to the Rams and the Bears still stay at the number 3 seed. And if that happens, then that means that the Vikings lost. And the Eagles, based on the results of their game, if the Eagles win, which they probably will against the Redskins, in that situation, we would face the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round. So to reiterate, if the Bears win and the Rams win and the Eagles win, then the Chicago Bears face the Philadelphia Eagles at home in the first round of the playoffs. Now, this is not my ideal scenario, because even though I really feel we can obviously beat the Eagles, but Nick Foles has been pulling out some black magic in the playoffs in December, so I don't know what to expect from Nick Foles. He could probably go off against our defense too, so hopefully we don't face the Eagles. If we do, we can still win, but that's not ideal. And the last situation is that if the Chicago Bears lose, regardless of the results of the Rams game, the Bears, obviously, they stay at the number 3 seed, and we face the Minnesota Vikings in the first round of the playoffs at home. In that case, the Eagles, they don't have a shot at making the playoffs. It's all up to, the Eagles fans. They're cheering for us to win so that they have a shot at actually making the playoffs. But, I would rather, I don't want us to lose this game intentionally to dodge the Eagles, but I would obviously much rather face the Vikings at home in the first round of the playoffs, because we have shown that we can beat the Vikings at home in the cold in the past. So that would probably be my second most ideal scenario. Obviously, number 1 being that we win and the Rams lose and we get the number 2 seed. But that's not very likely. So pretty much nothing is set in stone right now. A lot could still change in this final weekend. So the Bears, we have to go out there and try to win. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Minnesota Vikings, who a lot of people are saying they've been a resurgent team ever since the firing of John DeFilippo, which they kind of have been. I mean, they have a 2-game winning streak. They have scored a lot of points in the last 2 games based on, before. So firing John DeFilippo definitely helped, boost this offense. But I still feel like that 2-game winning streak that they've had, it's extremely overrated, because they beat the Dolphins and the Lions, which are not playoff teams. And the Vikings, they still don't have a single good victory this entire season. I don't know how you could possibly think of them as being a playoff, a very good playoff team if they haven't beaten a single good team this entire season. So the Bears, we can definitely win this game. But somehow, we're underdogs by 5 points in this one. So if you're betting on this game, I would definitely pick the Bears to cover, because I don't know what makes Vegas think that the Vikings can actually beat a good team. They haven't this entire season. So putting that aside, let's go to the 3 keys to a Bears victory. Key number 1 is literally just going to be the same defense that you have been this entire season. Like, guys, I'm kind of struggling to come up with keys for the Bears defense at this point, because they literally do almost everything perfectly. In the last 3 games, they've only given up 1 touchdown, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, offenses, they have not been able to score any points on our defense. And if our Bears can just continue doing that, continue doing all the good things that have led to this success, we are going to win this game. We shut out the Vikings pretty much in our last game. Obviously, they had some garbage time touchdowns, but for the most part, their offense could not do anything against our defense. And if our defense can continue doing that, just continue getting after Kirk Cousins, continue making plays, continue making interceptions, forcing fumbles, doing all that good stuff, we are going to win this game. And key number 2 is going to be to dominate time of possession. This kind of relates to the first key, because the Minnesota Vikings offense, they cannot score very quickly on our defense. If they score at all, it's going to take them some time. So if the Chicago Bears offense can dominate time of possession by putting together some long drives, by running the ball a lot, pretty much in this game, what we want to do is that we want to win this game and get out there as fast as possible. Like, we do not want this game to be long or anything, because we don't want to risk injury, obviously. So if we can run the ball very effectively, if Trubisky can put together a lot of good sustaining drives, and Matt Nagy, obviously calling the plays that put together these drives, we are going to win this game, because the Vikings, their offense cannot score fast against our defense. Finally, key number 3 is going to be that Mitchell Trubisky needs to showcase his accuracy down the field. So Mitchell Trubisky in the last game, he didn't really have many completions down the field. I don't think he even attempted many. And that caused a lot of people to, be on his ass, saying he can't throw down the field, he's terrible down the field, which that is not true at all. If you look at the stats, Trubisky is actually one of the more accurate quarterbacks when it comes to throwing down the field. So Trubisky in this one, he needs to take some deep shots and really showcase that he does have the accuracy going down the field. That's going to be very important in the playoffs, obviously, going down the field, not just getting these 10, 15-yard gains, but also getting, 30, 40, 50-yard gains. So if we can obviously we have the receivers now that can help him do that. And if we can spread out their defense, score some points that way, it's going to help us win this game. Finally, let's get to my prediction for this game. And I actually have the Chicago Bears beating the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 24-17 in Minnesota. And the reason I say this, like I said earlier, is that the Vikings, they have not beaten a single good team this entire season. And the Chicago Bears, we are a very good football team. Obviously, they'll be at home. They'll be very fired up. They have a lot to play for. But I still think that the Bears, we also have something to play for. And unless the Rams are winning by a lot in the beginning, I don't think we're going to rest our players. Obviously, if we do rest our players, then I can definitely see us losing, because even though, our backups are still pretty good, it's very hard to win against starters when you're playing backups. So pretty much, unless we somehow rest our players, I have us winning this game because of our defense and our offense, getting some big plays at the right times. Trubisky, I think he'll have a good game in this one. Maybe not phenomenally amazing, but he'll have a pretty good day, and he'll do enough to win this game. So the MVP of this game I actually have being Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks is a freaking monster, man. This entire season, he has been one of the main forces on our defense. I think he's the number 2 most important player on this defense besides Khalil Mack. And his leadership, everything he does, his intangibles, it's just priceless. He is so freaking important to our team. And I think he's going to have a very good game in this one. He's going to have a lot of pass disruptions. He might have a sack. Obviously, he's always a threat to force some fumbles. So he is going to have a very good day, as will the rest of our defense. So that pretty much wraps up my video. As always, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this game, what your predictions are. If you think that the Bears can still get a first-round bye, if you think that we should get a first-round bye, let me know down below. So if we can win this game and somehow get a loss from the Rams, please 49ers, please do your thing. I know that you guys can beat the Rams. That would give us a first round bye, and that would be absolutely amazing for our chances at winning the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, if we don't get the first round bye, I won't be too mad about it because I still think that this team is built to go deep in the playoffs, no matter what seed we have, no matter if we've been a lot better at home, but I still think that we can beat a team like the Rams or maybe even the Saints on the road. Let's finish the season strong. 12-4, let's get it. Bear down.